guys, PrinceMeed here. Assalamualaikum semua orang. How's everybody doing today? I know that you guys are expecting kita punya part 2 punya Illuminati punya whatever punya video. That video, you guys, is huge, so it will take some time, you know, macam nak siapkan semua and all that stuff. In the meantime, apa kata kita, you know, just make a quick punya video, you know what I mean? Okay, alright. Hari ni punya video, it's not really a long one. It's kind of interesting. At the same time, it's really deep and memang interesting gila guys. But at the same time, it's really scary. You tak sangka it will happen this way. I grew up, I watched this guy every week, and his name is Chris Benoit.
That's the kind of energy I wanna feel!
Kita akan talk about one guy who was one of the best professional wrestlers to have ever existed. If you guys don't know, like okay guys, I'm a wrestling fan. WWE, I tengok AEW, I tengok Impact Wrestling, I tengok Lucha Underground, I tengok Ring of Honor, I tengok New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's like I watch every wrestling company sampai hari ni tau. Hari ni guys, kita akan go inside the life of Chris Benoit. Sampai dia punya last days as a professional wrestler, as a husband, as a father. So you guys, let me introduce to you a man named Chris Benoit.
I beat the man in 25.5 seconds.
If you grew up, lepas tu you tengok WWF ke WWE.
Yes! Here we go! Spring! Oh! Career defining. Oh! Don't do it, Jim! Don't do it!
You akan kenal Chris Benoit. For siapa-siapa yang tak minat wrestling ke apa, yang tak minat ada WWE ke apa, guys, hang on, trust me, things are gonna get crazy.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
So Chris Benoit guys, so most of you guys kenal Chris Benoit masa dia dekat the WWE. Tapi sebelum tu you guys, he was in another company, Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW. So masa dia dekat ECW you guys, banyak gila wrestler dekat sana tau you guys. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, semua kan, you know, all these guys. In ECW you guys, dia tak pernah menang that World Heavyweight Championship. Chris Benoit tak pernah become the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. So dia macam tak suka macam mana the company macam tengah guna dia. So he went to another company a few years later called World Championship Wrestling, WCW.
Wait no longer! The man has arrived!
So masa dia dekat WCW guys, the company did not use him the right way. Guys like Chris Jericho, guys like Rey Mysterio, guys like Dean Malenko, guys like Chris Benoit, semua from ECW dia pergi masuk WCW. Tapi masa tu you guys, the company was about nama-nama yang besar tau masa tu. Contohnya macam Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Sting. Ada satu kumpulan yang dia panggil the NWO, the New World Order. So yang kecil-kecil ni yang macam Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit ni semua, it's like dia orang tak digunakan the right way tau. They are so good in the ring. Eddie Guerrero you guys, one of the best things I have ever seen in a wrestling ring. Diorang macam don't like the way WCW macam tengah pakai diorang, so diorang pergi to the WWF. He got to show the world who's Chris Benoit. Ada peluang in the ring. All these guys you guys, finally ada tu peluang aku. I can show the world aku punya talent on live TV, live on Monday Night Raw, on SmackDown. I can show the world. Finally got their break. Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWE, you guys, Vince McMahon lah yang gave them those opportunities. Vince McMahon buka this door for all these young men. Tak lama lepas tu you guys, ECW went out of business, WCW pun went out of business.
I own WCW.
Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWE, pergi beli WCW. Vince McMahon bought his competition. Dia pergi beli that company. No more WCW, no more ECW. So now we have the WWE. And at the time, you guys, Chris Benoit was one of the top guys yang ada in that entire company. But dia belum menang that World Heavyweight Championship. All he wanted is to become the World Heavyweight Champion. For you guys yang don't know, the WWE, okay guys, they have this event every year yang dipanggil the Royal Rumble. Aku belum lahir lagi, the Royal Rumble tu memang dah exist. Every January, every year. In 2004, Chris Benoit menang the Royal Rumble, so dia boleh have a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I know benda ni semua macam fake lah kan lah, you know. I know semua benda ni it's not real, it's acting, it's entertainment. Kalau korang yang tak kenal lagi Chris Benoit, dulu dekat TV3, TV3 pergi letak WWE SmackDown. Who the hell tu yang pergi letak wrestling dekat TV3? Macam tak kena tu. What were they thinking though? It's so weird. Okay, anyway, korang pun mesti macam asal aku macam pernah nampak this guy though. Have I seen this guy before? It's like I've seen him before. Of course lah you guys, okay? He's always on TV3 dulu. Every week, he's always dekat TV3. My uncle called dia Chris Benoit. Anyway, after he got his shot at the world title at WrestleMania, his best friend Eddie Guerrero next month menang the WWE Championship. Yes, ini semua fake, okay guys, but I don't know lah, okay guys. If you are a wrestling fan, it's like you boleh feel tau you guys. After Eddie Guerrero dah jadi the WWE Champion, bulan depan tu you guys, WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit finally beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the same night untuk jadi the World Heavyweight Champion. Both best friends now you guys are now world champions. Itu memang jarang happen. Dua-dua macam sampai at the same time in this company. Lepas tu dua-dua gaduh sama-sama semua. You know, it's like I grew up watching both guys on TV every week. It's amazing how life. Sampai in November 2005, at a breaking news, Eddie Guerrero passed away.
Guerrero is one of the WWE's biggest stars. He arrived in Minneapolis late last night for tonight's taping of SmackDown.
You know, with the abuse that he put himself through before he got cleaned up, I think that no doubt takes a toll on your body. Whether or not that had anything at all to do with his untimely demise.
He was only 38 tahun, you guys. He was only 38 years old. Dia meninggal sebab dia punya heart failure. Dulu, you guys, Eddie Guerrero was dia penagih. He lost his family, he lost his wife, he lost his kids. Lepas tu now he got it back. And then at 38 years old in November 2005, Eddie Guerrero passed away. Eddie Guerrero passed away, you guys. It was really hard for Chris Benoit. Anak-anak diorang semua macam main sama-sama semua, you know. Lepas tu dia pergi rumah dia, dia tidur rumah dia, dia tidur rumah dia. I mean, it's not real. It's entertainment. Tapi bila benda-benda yang macam ni happen, you guys, it's really hard on the fans. I was one of them. Eddie Guerrero, you guys, ada satu nephew tau, Chavo Guerrero, who was still working for the WWE at the time. A few months later, you guys, Eddie Guerrero masuk in the Hall of Fame. Fast forward sampai 2007. 2007, you guys, ada satu pay-per-view ni tau yang dipanggil Vengeance. It was supposed to be CM Punk versus Chris Benoit for the ECW Championship. Everybody macam don't know where Chris Benoit was. Everybody was looking untuk Chris Benoit. Where's Chris? Where's Chris Benoit? Yang dah confirm to you guys is that Chris Benoit sepatutnya dia dah menang that ECW World Heavyweight Championship. He was supposed to win that World Championship on that night. He's a no-show, so kita ada Johnny Nitro replace Chris Benoit. Johnny Nitro won and they became the ECW champion. After semua benda tu, you guys, I nak bagi tahu you guys my experience of how I found out about all this stuff. Okay, I kat sekolah. Dekat sekolah masa tu, I tak sabar macam nak balik rumah. I nak balik rumah sebab nak tengok Raw. Ada Raw tau. It's like, oh crap, apa jadi this week? Chris Benoit, he was not there on pay-per-view. So, apa benda kita punya jalan cerita hari ni? Kan, you know, semua tu kan. I buka TV and then I nampak muka Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit died. Kita ada a lot of things that we really have to talk about lah kan, you know. Chris Benoit, you guys, dia bunuh diri dia. Sebelum tu, dia bunuh dia punya wife and dia bunuh dia punya anak yang only 7 years old. Dulu bini dia pun macam wrestling, so diorang jumpa masa diorang dekat WCW. This was Chris Benoit punya final and last ever TV appearance. Itu last ever kita nampak Chris Benoit on TV. Last ever kita nampak Chris Benoit on TV ever. So masa Chris Benoit was a no-show, salah satu pekerja yang daripada WWE ni, you guys, call the police somewhere near dekat rumah Chris Benoit.
I run the security for World Wrestling, and one of our wrestlers that lives down there is missing. And he told me to say we need a welfare check done.
Okay, what's the address?
130 Green Meadow Lane.
And what's his name?
Chris Benoit. Yesterday he was supposed to show up at a pay-per-view and never got on the plane, never showed up. They tried to reach his wife Nancy, she doesn't answer. They tried to call his house.
All right, we'll go ahead and send somebody out there to check on him. If you want to call us back in like 45 minutes or so.
Lepas tu you guys, the police semua dia pergi dekat rumah Chris Benoit. And then they found Chris Benoit, wife dia dengan anak dia semua dah mati.
Well, the wrestling world in shock today. Former champion Chris Benoit found dead in his Atlanta home along with his wife and young son. Police now treating the discovery as a... World Wrestling Entertainment says Benoit failed to show for 2 live events over the weekend.
Lepas tu you guys, the whole world found out that Chris Benoit ada masalah dengan steroid. Honestly you guys, ini kita punya normal brain. Ini Chris Benoit punya brain. Doktor semua kata you guys, dia punya brain is the brain of a 85-year-old man yang ada amnesia ke something like that.
Chris Benoit had the brain of an 85-year-old man with dementia, and I would suggest to you that from a layman's standpoint, Chris Benoit could not do what he did for a living. He could not function as a normal human being. He couldn't even go to the airport if in fact that report were accurate.
Okay guys, now kita akan cakap pasal satu researcher ke professor ke doktor, I don't even know what the hell he is. Sebelum ni you guys, he was a WWE superstar. First Harvard graduate untuk join the WWE as a performer in the ring.
I am a Harvard graduate.
He graduated in Harvard. Okay, you guys, he's a freaking genius. He's a really, really smart man. Everybody keeps saying that. Chris Nowinski is a very, very smart man. Macam dia boleh tahu apa benda yang kat dalam otak kau semua tau.
You graduate from Harvard in 2000, where you played football, and you decide you want to sign up for a reality television show on MTV called Tough Enough, where 13 people live in a house together and compete for a contract to become a professional wrestler with WWE. And while you're on the show, you have a match with the trainers, and one of the trainers decides to go old school with you and take it from a professional wrestling match into a full-on assault. I'm wandering around in circles, and I've got this thought on a loop in my head that I can't get out. That's, when did I go to the beach? I don't remember going to the beach, but I have sand in my mouth. And I'm chewing on sand, and I don't remember going to the beach. And then 20 minutes of that, and boom, it hits me. I'm not chewing on sand, I'm chewing on my teeth. He chipped my teeth when he punched me in the face. And I ended up making it to the big time. And I was on WWE's Monday Night Raw. And I played a guy everyone loved to hate.
He found out that Chris Benoit ambil steroid for years and years and years. Dia akan ambil at least 1 atau 2, so dia akan go to the ring. Yang don't know kan you guys, Benoit dia pernah kahwin 2 kali. Masa dia dengan dia punya first wife you guys, dia ada 2 anak, Megan Benoit, lepas tu satu is David Benoit. So yang wife dia yang dia pergi bunuh dia you guys, it was his second wife, and dia punya son tu, it was his son with dia punya second wife, Nancy Benoit. His son, Daniel Benoit, was only 7 years old, you guys. Dia macam tak betul lah kan, macam otak dia macam a little bit ni kan, you know. But budak tu tak bersalah tu. What the hell does he know tu? Apa budak tu tahu tu? I'm just saying, you know, 7-year-old kid yang nak jumpa bapak dia semua, you know, the stuff. Sehari selepas Chris Benoit and dia punya family semua dah ni, Vince McMahon announced that kita takkan show ataupun say the name Chris Benoit ever again. We will not say the word Chris Benoit in this company ever again. You takkan see the face of Chris Benoit. You takkan hear that name Chris Benoit ever again. It's like he's erased from the history books tau. It's like he's out of kita punya history because of what he did. Ini the words from the greatest of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That guy loved the damn wrestling business. He was born to be a wrestler, and he was absolutely phenomenal, drawing a lot of his inspiration. One night, you know, Chris ended up killing his wife and his kid. That is a act so terrible and horrible. I can't even comprehend or even guess as to what happened in that house. Chris Benoit is the person I knew, loved him. Chris Benoit as a wrestler, loved him. Chris Benoit, the person who did what he did, unforgivable, bottom line.
Ada satu wrestling punya interviewer ni kan, nama dia Chris Van Vliet. Dia dapat keep in touch with anak Chris Benoit yang dah besar tu tau, David Benoit. It's kind of emotional guys, man.
I didn't believe it for days, bro. I think the day it really hit me was his funeral. That was a hard day. That was a super hard day.
In that interview you guys, dia cakap satu benda yang buat orang semua macam nak tahu lagi tau. It's like, what the hell did you just say?
Do you speak with Chris Nowitzki?
No.
Were you speaking with him?
I know he took money from WWE.
For what?
I'm not sure, but I know he took money from them, so.
I mean, he was the one who studied your dad's brain, right?
Yep. He shined the light on it, and then he changed. My dad changed all sports, if you think about it.
So budak ni you guys, he said that the WWE bayar Chris Nowitzki banyak gila duit, macam juta untuk simpan satu rahsia tu. And what is that secret? What is the secret that he's been keeping from the world? Until now, aku masih tak tahu tau. Nobody know what is that secret tau sebenarnya. This is the last photo of Chris Benoit sebelum dia bunuh dia punya wife and dia punya son, and then dia bunuh diri dia. Baru-baru ni you guys, kita ada fans, like fans going to that Chris Benoit punya house. Which, by the way, was up for sale and then orang dah beli. I've been avoiding satu benda. I tak nak cakap how dia bunuh diri dia semua. But fine, Chris Benoit cekik dia punya 7-year-old son, cekik dia punya wife. Lepas tu dia pergi dekat his gym, his home gym. Dia pergi gantung diri dia in his home gym. The brain of a 85-year-old man, you guys. Korang nak tahu satu benda yang macam effed up lah jugalah sebenarnya. Serious, it's kind of effed up. Sebelum Chris Benoit did all this thing, lepas tu he took his own nyawa semua and all this stuff, WWE masa tu you guys, ada satu jalan cerita ni tau. Vince McMahon meninggal dunia dekat dalam dia punya limousine. A few days later, Chris Benoit, so jalan cerita tu semua hilang, hancur, dilupakan sebab something real actually happened tau. A few years ago, you guys, Chavo Guerrero was on the Chris Jericho punya podcast kan. Dia cerita everything about what actually happened. Apa benda yang Chris Benoit message dia semua, you know, dan dia hantar dekat rasa-rasa yang lain semua. It's like dia cerita everything about what actually happened to Chris Benoit and the whole thing.
So I went my way, he went his way, and in 2.5 days we were going to hook up again. You know, we were on the road again. So now it's Belmont, Texas, I believe. And
this is on like a Saturday or a Friday?
This is now Saturday morning.
Okay.
So the first one we left him probably Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
So now it's Saturday morning. I call him, no answer. Then all of a sudden I get a call from him. And he's like, oh, call right back. Hey, Chavo, hey, what's up, man? He sounds just off. I'm like, man, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm cool, man. Just really bad. A really, really just bad weekend. I just, you know, Daniel and Nancy are sick, his wife, you know, and, you know.
So you're actually talking to him at this point.
I'm talking to him, yeah. And
this is basically after he's probably killed his wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They're sick, you know, they're not feeling good. And I'm like, all right, cool. And, well, you coming in? Yeah, I missed my flight. But don't worry, I'm going to catch another flight and I'll be there. Okay, I go, just call me when you get in and I'll pick you up, you know, no matter what time it is. So he makes a point of it stops. He goes, Chavo. I go, yeah. And he goes, I love you. I said, I love you too, man. It wasn't too off kilter because we always tell each other we love each other.
Yeah.
But this was really forced. It was not forced. It was really like made a point of it. It was like, hey man, okay, I love you, brother. Okay, no, it was like, Chavo, I love you.
I want you to understand this.
Basically, if you
don't forget this.
Coming from a man with very few words.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I love you too, bro. So I hung up, and I thought, that was strange. So I called him right back, and I go, hey, man, are you all right? I'm fine, man. Like I said, I just had a real hard weekend, you know, and just, you know, real hard weekend, and I had to go take him, you know, Daniel and Nancy to the hospital, and I'm like, oh, okay, man. Well, I'm here. Okay, man. Okay, cool. So then hung up. And that was the last I actually talked to him. You know, the agents were asking, "Where's Chris?
This is a house show.
Right. House show. Where's Chris? Next day was a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
In Houston. Well, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He missed his flight. You know, he's gonna. Okay. So we drive to Houston the next day. Me and Scotty, and
still no word.
Still no from Chris. We're calling him. Okay, nothing. I get some texts on my phone at probably 5 a.m. And I get text from Chris.
So you wake up in the morning, you've got these
not
texts.
Even before. It woke me up before at 5 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I look at the my text and I'm like, that's weird. It says the dogs are in the enclosed pool area. The garage door is open. I looked at it. I was like, well, that's weird. Is this one of those texts you get? You know, sometimes you get texts, you know, from 3 days ago you never delivered, and then all of a sudden you got a text. Then I get another text from Nancy's phone, from his wife's phone, and it said the same thing. You know, the same text. That's really weird. Okay, whatever. I kind of wrote it off. So then I had to get up in 2 hours. So I got up. I look at. I go downstairs to meet Scotty Armstrong, and I look at him. I go, "Did you get anything weird last night happen?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got some weird text from Chris." I said, "Me too. Did it say this?" He goes, "Yeah." So we call Chris. No answer. God, that's weird. So we go to the pay-per-view. Chris isn't showing up. And they're asking us, where's he at? I'm not sure. We're not sure where he's at. Now we're covering for him. We think maybe, you know.
Blatantly lying for him now.
We're blatantly, you know, whatever. We're just coming from, no, I haven't heard from him. I don't know what's going on. Okay, great. Didn't tell us anything about the text, nothing. About an hour later, they do a big old meeting at the ring with all the wrestlers. And then they did this periodically, you know, to talk about, you know.
Yeah, they would have like a team meeting.
Yeah, where the company's going, or, you know, Vince had to say something big, you know. So we go to the meeting. We're sitting there. And I look at Ric Flair, and Ric Flair's crying. And I go, Rick, what's going on? And he goes, they're gone. I said, what do you mean they're gone? And this is before anybody knew anything. And he goes, Daniel, Nancy, and Chris. And I said, what do you mean they're gone? And I had to hear it from his mouth. I couldn't hear that. He said, they're gone. What do you mean they're gone? He goes, they're dead. It's just now, right now, my heart just dropped again. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt. I was like, and Vince hadn't announced it to everybody yet, and I'm sitting there next to everybody, and I just put my head down and was like, oh, what? Well, are you kidding me? This is 2 years or a year and a half after Eddie died.
Yeah.
You know, I had another friend. This happened to another friend of mine. I was like, what are you talking about?
I cuma kesian his wife and dia punya son yang tak bersalah. You know, anak dia yang satu ni yang besar ni, dia nak try untuk masuk WWE, tapi WWE tak nak nama Benoit. Just that name, Benoit tu. Lepas tu muka dia pun exactly macam bapak dia though, you guys. If you guys look at dia, muka dia macam bapak dia, exactly like his dad. That is the crazy part. Dia nampak sebiji macam bapak dia. Alright guys, that's it for today, okay guys. Kita punya next video is finally kita punya part 2 Illuminati Conspiracy punya video, okay guys. This video is gonna be big. If you guys belum tengok part 1, go check it out. It's really interesting. Ada 2 penipu yang paling besar that I hate. You guys should go check it out. If you guys are excited untuk kita punya next video and korang nak video macam ni lagi, you guys please hit like on this video. If korang yang belum lagi subscribe, okay you guys please hit subscribe on this channel. Hit that bell, okay you guys, so you guys will not miss kita punya next video. Everything yang kita memang tak tahu, everything yang kita memang tak sangka, you guys will see everything in the next video. Hey guys, I love you all so much. Assalamualaikum, and I'll see you guys in a few days. Kita punya video tu, it's gonna be a long one, so get ready. Tell your friends to get ready. Ambil popcorn, beli burger, get some pizza. It's gonna be a long one. So I love you all so much, you guys. Assalamualaikum, and I'll see you guys soon.